Alrighty, it's Thursday night. Kids are in bed, dogs asleep, eating tea. My amigo, SgtFattheWuck, comes online and says, what should we play? Do you want to play something? Do you want Platoon? I say, yeah, do you know what? Let's Platoon the Tog. And I'm thinking, well, never done this before, could be fun, right? Now I have my Tog kitted out in pink. And there's a reason for this. One is it looks like a large male appendage, and that makes me laugh. The second is I like to make my Tog nice and visible, and that's a serious point. So if you if you're playing the Tog, it's a laugh. You play this tank for a laugh, so have fun, but also make it visible, because I want people to shoot me. Now, the Tog as I run it has got 1600 hit points. I've put the additional hit points on row 2 in it. The Sergeant's running the Tog not with that mod, so it gives you slightly less, but for all of that we're putting over 3000 hit points in this game, which at tier 6, even though there's some other things floating around in this game, but I mean at tier 6, that's a huge amount of hit pool. Huge. So if people are shooting you and your team's half decent, it ain't so much necessarily about your individual damage. It's about letting your team farm off you. Now, the Tog's a very different animal to something like a mouse or whatever, right? It's something that is going to bleed, because it has no armor, right? So anything that shoots you it's gonna go through. But there's one hell of a hit pool that they're going to need to chew through. So that's what Nick and I have done here. He's basically looked after what's behind me, and enabled me to YOLO forward. And for all of my talk of trying to get shot, isn't it ironic that I've driven straight down the middle of the battlefield in a giant pink Tog, and no one has seen fit to deal with me? So this therefore means at the end of the game I've got an absolutely humongous hit pool left, so I can chew through this PZ and look at the Tog go, look at its rate of fire. It's a fantastic thing. There's no way he's chewing through my hit pool in time, even with his exceptional DPM. So there you go, game 1. Game 1 kind of shows what I was trying to do in the Tog, which was basically to get people to target me. They certainly targeted the Sergeant, bless his heart, but they sort of left me alone till the end, and then you can see the advantages of having a huge hit pool. In the second game, and this is why I put this game in, and we played a number of games, and we did really well. I mean, really surprisingly, because we were doing this for a laugh, right? We weren't doing it to improve our win rates or, you know, God forbid, Seal Club at tier 6. I don't think the Tog's a clubbing tank. Nevertheless, you see at the end of this game, it does get a bit salty. But there you go. So, but we are going to put into practice exactly what we're talking about. So we're just going to roll the Togs through the middle. So we want the team to go in the same way, and they've obliged, which is really nice to see people looking at chat and using it for good, and I've done a video on that. I wasn't being arrogant in a I know best kind of way, but looking at the team composition, it was probably the right way to go. We could have taken our Togs right and just capped, but I think if you look at the team, this was the right way to go. So basically I'm just saying to them, hold position, means stay on that side of the river and just wait for the Tog to come down the middle. And the Sergeant says quite rightly, Tog won't stop, and he's bang on, we are not stopping. Now, Tog does 15 kilometers an hour, but once it's doing 15 kilometers an hour, we ain't stopping. Like, we are just going to go and put our 3,200 hit points straight into the middle of this game, and we're also going to put the Tog's pen and DPM straight into the middle of the red guys, and we ain't going to worry too much about getting shot. We're just going to do our level best to take hits for the team and to try and just bleed as slow as we can whilst the rest of the guys clear up. Now, as you can see, quite interestingly, this game's at this point in time quite marginal. Our team ain't doing great, they ain't doing bad, but they clearly need some Tog love to come through the middle here and help them out, and that's what we're going to do. The SU takes an absolutely huge role there, and is out the game. Well, that ain't good. I bounced the KV1, but you can see the shots coming in, and this is what I was saying in the previous game. I want these guys to be shooting my Tog, right? Because I have a huge hit pool. So what I'm saying is, don't be scared to drive the Tog forward, and that's exactly what the sergeant's doing here. I'm going to just have a quick look round at this VK because I don't know how he got there. It kind of anyway, he's dealt with, but I'm just going to go roll forward because the sergeant's bleeding here. I'm going to go bleed with him. I'm literally going to bleed with him. And look at the shots coming in on both of us. But those guys, they've got to contend with a combined hit pool of 3,200. So it don't matter, right? So the sergeant's out the game, and I'm just going to carry on pushing forwards. I'm going to carry on taking shots. My hit pool's pretty damn low, but it doesn't matter. I don't really care if this scavenger takes me out. Actually, I bounced him. It went into the turret, the only armoured part of my vehicle. I'm going to put one into the MT25. Of course, he's an autoloader, so I'm now dead. There you go. And the MT25 is not long for this world. I just say lol at the end because it's just so much fun playing this tank in Toon. We were laughing our balls off throughout. I got a bit of salt from one of the red guys at the end. He says, "Oh, you and your OP Togs," and I went, "Mate, the Tog is not OP. It really isn't. It just needs to be driven in a certain way for fun and just chill." And he was then good with it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. See ya. Bye.